So the questions I've gotten often since I've won were, what was it like? What's it like to make history? What's it like to serve in the legislature? And do I have my rights yet? So I'll try and tackle those. But you know, Tallahassee is this incredibly intense environment during session. Anybody who's been up there for Equality Florida's lobby days knows this, but it is, especially if you're a legislator, it is jam-packed. Relationships are weighted, relationships matter. My staff, since I was elected, will schedule my time in 10 or 15 minute meeting blocks once I go up into Tallahassee. It's the first time in my entire life that I've ever been scheduled for a walk and talk, where literally there's no time in the day. So in that 3-minute period where I'm walking from my 11th floor office down to the committee meeting that I'm scheduled for, there's a lobbyist who has fought through a sea of lobbyists to have that 3 minutes of my time to talk to me about a bill that they want me to vote for. And I think of this year when it comes to LGBT rights as not necessarily the year that we won, but it's the year that we began to change the culture. It's the year of many breakthroughs. For me, there are too many moments in time where I was able to sort of take a step back, step out of the conversation I was in and say, oh my gosh, that's probably the first time that's ever happened, right? And there are there are too many stories to tell. Like, there's the moment when David Richardson, the other openly gay state rep who was elected in Miami Beach the same year that I was, decided to file an amendment on the floor of the House challenging assumptions made in a bill about foster parents. And in it, he said that a foster parent can have, in this amendment he filed that sparked a 20-minute debate, he said, yes, foster parents should have more control over what the children in their care do and don't do, but it should never be at the detriment to a child's own perceived sexual orientation. That had never happened before, and it happened because David was there. There were little moments in time when one person would speak to me about one thing, and I'd say, well, you know what? That doesn't really represent my family. There was the moment that we got briefed on the state's sunshine and ethics laws that say that you and your family members cannot receive gifts from lobbyists. And I got to raise my hand and say, well, what about domestic partners? Because they're not actually represented. So right now I am a giant loophole in the state ethics laws.